Hey, what is up, guys? It's Twister GA, and today we are doing something a little bit longer and a little bit different. And I'll be starting a podcast, or hopefully, I'll be more better with my time. Because you guys notice my track history on games on my video uploads, it's not very good. I sometimes leave for a while. So with the podcast, I hope that I'll be able to be a bit more on track with my time, and I'll be trying to upload it once a week. I'm not sure what days I'm going to choose. Today I just chose today because I had enough time, but I think maybe Tuesdays will be the days I'll try to upload the podcast, and we'll be talking about a bunch of things. I'll also be bringing on another friend that I've had that we've been thinking about doing a podcast together, so we'll be bringing him on later. And yeah, if you don't know what a podcast is, it's basically a long video where you just listen to another person talk, kind of like a radio show, but less limited, and yeah, just less limited. If you're on the YouTube, well, yeah, I don't know where I'll be uploading this stuff. I'm not quite sure. I haven't thought that far. I know I'll be putting it on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see this through. You'll be able to watch me playing Dark Souls 2. So if you want to watch me play, you can watch me. If you just want to listen, that's perfectly fine. So yeah, and I guess we'll start with some of the topics. Well, the first topic I'll start is why I wanted to do a podcast, and one of the major reasons is basically just because I've been listening to a whole lot of podcasts while I'm at work, and I think they're really fun to listen to. I really enjoy listening to people talk. The ones that I most watch, or at least I listen to every single time they upload one, is The Fighter and the Kid, which, if you don't know, it's basically a little bit of comedy between a UFC fighter and a comedian. It's very funny, a lot of fun topics that they talk about, a lot of interesting stories, life stories that they have. Yeah, if you're interested in that, definitely watch that listen to that podcast, because it's a very good podcast. It's very funny. And the other podcast that I listen to is the Joe Rogan Experience, just because I just like listening to what he has to say. I like all the hosts. I mean, not the host. All the people that come onto his show and that he talks about. He talks to a bunch of different people. So there's always some new topic they're going to talk about. So that's why I like it. There's always something new. It never gets boring. So I love listening to that podcast. And I also just like listening to Joe Rogan's things he has to say about everything, basically. So those are mainly the ones that I've been listening to. I've started listening to Joey Diaz, which is a comedian. He has some crazy stories that he talks about, and they're very interesting. So I listen to him a lot more. And yeah, just other two podcasts that I listen to is I finished up Serial, which is a podcast about basically what's it called? A podcast about a former, kind of like a murder mystery type thing. It's the easiest way to describe it. So that's one of the ones that I finished up, and then the other one that I'm watching is Dan Carlin's Hardcore History. I'm a big fan of history, everything history. So listening to what Dan Carlin, a bunch of history stuff from him, is really awesome. I listened to all his Genghis Khan, which I really didn't know much about the Khan, so it was really cool listening to that. And then I also listened to his World War I video, which was really cool because in school we didn't really learn much about World War I. We talked a little bit about it. Maybe we spent maybe a couple months on it at most, but we didn't learn much about the First World War. So actually learning a lot more about it was really cool. Turns out I think I really liked the First World War. I thought it was really interesting, really cool. So yeah, it was pretty cool to listen to all that World War I stuff, because we know a lot about World War II, but to me at least, World War I sounded boring just because it didn't. All the trench warfare and the guns weren't as cool. There were no tanks or jets or stuff like that, so it didn't sound very interesting. But actually listening to it ended up being a lot more interesting than I thought it would have been. And yeah, after listening to all those podcasts, I realized that I really, really like listening to podcasts, and I was wondering how I would do if I would have my own podcast and have people listening to me. Would they like it or would they not? So I decided, well, why not try it and see if people like it or not. So that's why I started with my own podcast, which I'm still thinking of a name. The one I'm most thinking about is just probably Nerd Sports and Life, which I'm a big fan of sports. Mainly, I follow the World Cup when it's on, and I saw the women's. I didn't see the full Women's World Cup because I didn't know what was going on that day. But I saw that U.S. beat Japan. That was pretty interesting, and so I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of football. It's pretty fun to watch, especially I like the Packers just because I live in Wisconsin, and then the main sport that I mostly follow is UFC, MMA, which is how I got into Joe Rogan. Is through listening to his commentary on the UFC when the fights are going on. I love the UFC. I've always been a big fan of fighting. I don't know. I just enjoy fights. Probably because I'm Mexican. Most of my family has been one way or another been involved in some sort of martial art. Whether it be my mom and dad. My dad took 2 years of karate. My mom was almost a black belt, but she had to leave. And my aunt and uncles were both in karate. My aunt became a teacher in Taekwondo. And right now, my cousins that are a couple years younger than me are both black belts in Taekwondo. And so, yeah, basically, most of my family, or basically all of it, is in one way involved in martial arts. So, fighting has really been in our family. And so, yeah, I started watching the UFC for fight. For me, I haven't done any martial arts. I took a year of wrestling, which was pretty interesting, but I sucked at it. I was absolutely terrible. Mostly, I think the biggest reason that I was bad at it is just because I had really, really low self-confidence back then, 8th grade. In 8th grade, I had low self-confidence, and I didn't believe that I could beat anybody, so I always got beat until the very, very last tournament match that I had. The very last match, I actually believed that I was like, oh, I have to beat this guy. I can't go a full year without having beat anybody. So I was like, you know what, I have to beat him, and I ended up beating him, and that was pretty fun. So yeah, basically everybody in my family's been involved in some form of martial art or fighting, and so I decided that I didn't decide anything. I just started watching the UFC just because it interested me. It seemed fun, and I ended up liking it. My dad's a big fan of boxing, so I mean, it wasn't that random for me to start getting into the UFC. It wasn't that weird. So now that I watch the UFC, I've been a huge fan of watching people fight, all that stuff. Not just the violence, but what goes into all the fighting, all the techniques, the jiu-jitsu, the striking, the way their body moves, the way their legs move. All of that is pretty cool to me. So, I don't know, I've been thinking about maybe getting into Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And maybe doing some of that. I'm not sure though. I'm still thinking about it. I mean, with work and me and probably starting school sometime, I don't know if I will have enough time to put in jiu-jitsu in. So, also it's not cheap. And I don't have the most money in the world right now. So, yeah, there's that. But if I ever get the chance, or if I ever have the time, I definitely would like to learn jiu-jitsu. I would be into striking, maybe like Muay Thai or boxing, but the only problem I have with that is I really don't want any brain trauma. And I don't know. It just, I don't know how well I would fare getting punched. So I don't know. We'll see. If I end up liking jiu-jitsu a lot, maybe I'll move on to something more physical, like not more physical, more punchy. That's the easiest way to describe it, as boxing or something like that. But for now, I might try jiu-jitsu. So yeah, that was basically about that. I don't know. I don't even know how I got into that rant about everything, like all that. But yeah, basically that's what I wanted to do with the why I wanted to start a podcast and a bunch of other things about me. So recently I've been playing many video games recently. I don't know why. I kind of just got bored of gaming for some reason. I don't know. I think it's just I'm not actually sure why I've been bored of gaming a little bit. I don't think I could find a game. I mean, I've been playing a couple games and I finished the Spec Ops line, which was pretty fun, but I still haven't been playing as much as I normally could. I feel like lately I felt like I feel like I could be doing more stuff with more things with my time rather than just gaming. Because I mean, I've been gaming most of my life since I was 6, basically, and I feel like now I feel like there's something else I could be doing besides just gaming. Because that's normally what I do is when I have time alone is just get on the computer and game. But I don't know, maybe it is all the podcasts that I listen to, and them talking about their life experiences and things they've done in their life and how to how to grow as a person and things. And a lot of them say you got to do a lot of things in life to grow as a person. You can't just do one thing and stick to that. A lot of us like to do that what they talk about it is that, like, if you really like a martial art, you stick to it, just do that. Your entire life will be focused on that, and that's who you are. Basically, you define yourself as a martial artist. You only do martial arts to make sure that you get better at it. But as a human being, it's not the best way to live your life, because only being stuck on one thing and only doing one thing in your entire life isn't the best thing. You should be out trying different things, experiencing new things, and that's basically what I've been thinking about. Because I've basically just been stuck doing gaming, just because I've always identified as a gamer, and I don't know why. It seems like for some reason I felt like I had to keep playing video games just to keep that whole I'm a gamer thing going on. And I realized I really don't. And there is no reason for me to only play video games and not do anything else. So I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons why I haven't played as much games. I still enjoy them a lot. I still have fun. Like I said, I played Spec Ops Line, which was a pretty fun game. Been trying to get back into shooters a bit more recently. Oh, fuck. Oh, man, I just got stabbed. But normally I'd be finishing a new game every week. I'd be finishing a game once a week, and I'd be moving on to the next game. But the last game I played over the last couple months was Spec Ops, and that's mainly been it. Let me see. Let me just check this. Yeah, so that's mainly the reason why I haven't played much games, and that also interferes with my channel, because I'm a gaming channel, and if I'm not playing video games, that kind of doesn't help. Let's see if there's actually a wall here. Yeah, that doesn't help if I'm not playing video games on a gaming channel. So I think I should. I don't know. Maybe that's why I also doing podcasts on a channel would be nice, because it would put up a different type of content than just gaming. I mean, if you want to watch, if you're on YouTube, which is where probably all of you are, I am playing Dark Souls, so you still can watch me game. I just don't game anywhere near as much as I used to. I don't do much gaming, so for the videos it would be hard. Like League of Legends, for example, I played one game of League of Legends in the past 5 months, I think. I just got bored of League. I don't know why. I went on a huge losing streak, and then I just decided to quit. So I don't know. League was a decent amount of things that I uploaded on my channel. Most of my most recent videos have been League, so for me to stop doing it, just suddenly stop doing it, really, I mean suddenly stop playing it, kind of hurt the channel, because I ran out of things to upload. I don't besides Dark Souls, I really don't have any other things that I upload. So getting rid of one of the things that I upload was a little bit. It hurt my uploading schedule, basically, not playing League of Legends like at all. So I have to find different things to play, I guess, or substitute gaming with something else. I'm not sure. I mean, I've been thinking of doing anime reviews. I do watch a decent amount of anime still, although that one has also gone kind of down. I used to watch maybe I'd used to finish a new anime, maybe I'd finish maybe 2 animes per week, every week for a couple years. I've been watching anime since I was in sophomore year, so maybe like 6 years. I think 6 years I've been almost always finishing an anime a week, and that's been really fun. But I haven't been doing that as much. I've finished maybe 1 or 3 anime in the past 3 months, so that one's also gone down maybe. So a lot of the stuff that I've done, such as gamey or geeky kind of things, have gone down. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the change I'm going through, but I still like anime. I still have a lot of fun. I went to ASIN, which is an anime convention, just recently, and that was very fun. I mean, I don't think I'll stop being. I'll stop gaming or I'll stop watching anime and stuff like that. I think I'll always enjoy that, just not as much as it. I won't be doing it as much as I used to do it. Yeah. Let's go on here. So we'll see what I substitute, or maybe I could just maybe I'll just end up only doing podcasts or something like that. Yeah, I still. I'll think about what I could upload, but for now, I think the podcast should be good. Maybe if I find a cool game or there's any gameplay that I want to really show off, I could do that. Dead or Alive doesn't seem to have its online multiplayer yet. I don't think it does. I haven't played it in a while. But that was kind of weird for them to not have the online up yet. So I can't do any videos of Dead or Alive because there's no multiplayer, so it'd just be me fighting against computers, which might not be as entertaining. So I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. Maybe just podcast will be fine. With another person, maybe the podcast could definitely end up being way more fun and way more funny than any of my videos could have ever been. Like I've said in a previous video, I'm not the most funniest person alone. There's people out there that can make jokes and be funny by themselves. A lot of big YouTubers can definitely do that, but I am not one of those people. I definitely need somebody to bounce off my jokes with. I definitely need somebody to be there and help me out with jokes, and adding one of my friends to it would really help, especially the friend that I'm going to be adding. He's the one that most make jokes with. He's the best one I can bounce off with on jokes, so adding him to the whole thing definitely should be cool. Should definitely help out how the videos go. Okay, yeah, adding him will definitely help out, at least the funniness of my videos, since most of my videos really aren't that funny. I'll be honest, they're not. I'm not. My videos haven't been very funny. No, I'm not a very funny guy. At least not by myself. So adding a friend should make that a lot better. Let me just finish killing these guys in Dark Souls. Yeah, adding a friend should definitely help out in the funniness factor, and it should definitely make it just be a better show for you guys. More entertaining, more interesting. Which is, I think, the most important thing. You don't want to have a boring channel where people just don't want to watch because they're bored out of their mind. Oh man. So I think if all goes well, then adding a friend will be the right direction, and will definitely work out for the best. So if that ends up working, maybe that'll be what I just do on my channel. Yeah, I think that might be. If there's anything interesting in my life going on, maybe I could show that. But currently, my life isn't the most interesting. Maybe if I do ever start jiu-jitsu maybe uploading videos of my jiu-jitsu matches could be interesting. Could definitely be cool. But for now, I don't live the most interesting life. I wake up, go to school, and then work. I mean, I'm not even going to school right now. I'm not in school. So not even that would be interesting. Just pull this thing. So yeah, that's basically what I just wanted to give you guys a little update on what's been going on in my life, about my life and how why my videos have been always lacking. I just have bad discipline. I just gotta work on my discipline on uploading videos, staying on track, never giving up basically on scheduling. Sometimes I just get tired or bored, but I have to keep working through that. You know, you're never gonna grow as a YouTuber if all you do is get tired of making a video and then just done it, and I can't hope to ever grow as a channel if I'm just quitting so often. Because even every time my video starts getting on a roll, I mean my channel gets on a roll, like quit. When I was back a couple years back, when I was starting to get maybe like 15-30 up views per video, which is not too much, but it's a lot for me back then. Because right now my videos get maybe like 5 views, but right now when my channel was getting on a roll, I quit, and then I stopped for a couple years, and that completely stopped all momentum that my channel had going for it. And then just recently with my Dark Souls video that got over 2,000 views, I stopped, so that definitely didn't help anything. So I hope not to do that this time. Hopefully keep the momentum going, keep it flowing, to make sure that I forgot. To make sure that my channel keeps on growing. I don't want to get stale. Oh man. Yeah, so for currently, if there's any topics that you guys would definitely like to see me talk about, maybe current events or anything like that, I could definitely talk about that. I could talk about Trump since I'm Mexican. No, but there's any events that you guys would definitely like to talk about, leave them in the comments, or anything you're really interested in. Maybe you're more interested in hearing what I have to say about the UFC, or more interested in gaming, or interested in anime, anything like that. You tell me in the comments, and that way I'll know what most people want to hear, what most people are interested in, and I definitely care about that, because I want to make sure that I'm doing things that most people find interesting, to make sure that everybody that listens to my videos, finds what I'm talking about, or what I'm saying interesting. So yeah, tell me in the comments what you guys would like to hear me talk about. Currently, for right now, I really didn't have a topic. I was just thinking more about explaining what a podcast is, what I'm doing. Most of you probably already know what a podcast is, so probably not necessary to tell you guys. But I was just explaining why I was doing a podcast. But one of the topics I did have in mind was pertaining to the UFC, and that was mainly this new card. So if you guys don't know or don't follow the UFC, basically there was this fighter named Conor McGregor, which an Irish fighter. I'm pretty sure he's Irish. I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure he's Irish, and he's been talking a lot of smack to the world champion, the champion of, I think it was the featherweight division. I'm really bad with divisions. Even I've been watching UFC for over a year, I'm still terrible with divisions. I have really bad memory when it comes to that kind of stuff. But he's been talking a lot to the fighter Jose Aldo, or Jose. They say Jose. I'm not sure if it's Jose or Jose Aldo, and telling him how he's gonna beat him. Basically, taking his belt. A lot of interesting stuff that has made the fight very interesting. It would have just been another regular Jose Aldo fight, where most people predicted Jose Aldo would just finish the fight, since he is considered the best fighter in the UFC currently. Tons of wins. I think he might only have one loss. I haven't checked his record, but he's basically considered the best fighter in the UFC, and there really isn't any competition for him. So when Conor McGregor came in and started talking all that smack, made the thing more interesting. Even though we don't really have any evidence that would suggest that Conor McGregor could beat Jose Aldo. Other fighters that have already fought Jose Aldo, such as Chad Mendes, were really good. So you could see it happening. But with Conor McGregor, we really don't have any hard evidence that would show that he's definitely going to beat Jose Aldo. We don't know that. But one thing that Conor McGregor did is he sold the fight really well. With all that talking smack, all that... Oh, fuck, this is a pause fight. With all that talking about how he's going to destroy Jose Aldo, he's definitely made the... Oh, fuck, sorry, guys. It definitely made it a lot more interesting. It would have just been a really boring... It would have just been another boring fight, but thanks to that, it definitely made it more interesting, even though none of us really have a reason to think that it would end up any more different than what we've already seen. Yeah, none of us have a reason to think that it would be any better this time, so... Or the fight would go any way different than it's always been. But thanks to all that thing Conor McGregor has, we're all excited for it. Or at least we were, before Jose Aldo just got injured by getting kicked in the ribs by one of his sparring partners. For some reason, the sparring partner kicked him hard enough to break his leg, or break his ribs. And that ended up stopping that fight. So, the fight that was most hyped, the fight that most people were waiting for, all of a sudden it can't happen or won't happen. And a lot of people are disappointed. Not many people are very happy about that. And I bet the UFC is definitely not happy about that. They just lost one of their biggest fights on money-wise. So now Conor McGregor has to fight this other fighter named Chad Mendes, which Chad Mendes basically hasn't lost any fight against anybody except against the UFC champion twice. So he's expected to win the fight and take Conor McGregor down with his wrestling, which we really don't. Most people think that Conor McGregor's wrestling ground game is really bad, so they expect Conor McGregor to just get taken out and beaten down. And that's not something the UFC wants to happen, since they put a lot of money into Conor McGregor. I don't think the fight will be bought, even though the UFC put a lot of money into him. It doesn't seem like it'll be bought. So we're just hoping, or they're just hoping, that Conor just beats Chad Mendes, at least with a knockout. Hope is the best case scenario. So we'll see how that fight goes. It'll definitely be interesting. And I'm excited for that fight. It's on this Saturday. Yeah, on the 11th. So it'll be interesting to watch that fight. I work that Saturday, so I'll be able to watch it Sundays. Maybe in the next podcast I can talk a little bit about how the fights went. But that definitely will be cool to it'll be fun to watch. And then the undercard for that, I mean not undercard, the co-main event was just actually a championship fight between a fighter in Rory McDonald's versus Robbie Lawler, which should be a good fight. Both of them seem to be just standing and fighting, not taking down people. So it's always fun to watch those type of fights. Oh crap, I think I'm gonna die in the game. So, yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about. I'm not sure how long this video has been going on for. Hopefully the file size isn't too big on my computer. Sorry if the quality of the video is a little bit lower on the YouTube, just because since it's gonna be a longer video, I had to lower down the quality to make sure that it didn't take up too much file size, since my regular Dark Souls videos that I do end up being like 60 to 80 gigabytes for the gameplay that I get, and then I just cut that down. But since this is going to be over an hour long video, they would end up being maybe a terabyte, 2 terabytes for the file size, so I couldn't have that going on. So I lowered down the quality on the recording to make sure that I can keep the quality up. I'm thinking. So that's why the video quality might be a little bit lower than what you're used to. I'm not sure if all my videos will have gameplay in them. All the podcasts, maybe. I'm not sure what I could show during the podcast scenes. I'm not sure what you guys would be interested in watching. Would you just be interested in watching a webcam video or a video of me while I talk to a friend? Because he doesn't have a webcam, so maybe it would be, you would see my face, but you wouldn't see his face. So that could be a little bit awkward. Or it could just be more gameplay videos while we talk, if anybody really cares, because podcasts are mainly meant to be listened to. So what you see might not be very important, but some people do like watching them on YouTube and things like that. And you want to make sure that everybody's happy. So, oh my neck. So I would have to. I'm not sure which one or what people would be interested in seeing my face or seeing some more gameplay. It wouldn't just be Dark Souls. It might be other video games. Yeah, if you're wondering why I didn't fight the bosses or for people that are watching, I was fighting a couple bosses. I walked into a boss room. I didn't know it was a boss room, and since I do have a series on Dark Souls about beating every single boss, I just couldn't go ahead and beat them. And also, I didn't do all the full research on what the weaknesses of the bosses are. I couldn't remember if it was fire or electricity or something else, so I would have gotten beat anyway, for sure. So I just kind of walked out of the fight, which isn't a manly thing to do, but whatever. So I think I'm gonna probably end the video here. I was just doing it. It was a shorter podcast. I'm not sure how long most of the podcasts I'll be doing will be. They might be. Most of the podcasts I'll try to be doing which should be maybe an hour and a half long. This one was a bit shorter just because it was the first one, and since I didn't have a friend to talk to, I just decided that maybe having a bit shorter video might be better, since I don't think I could hold a conversation with myself for an hour and a half. Although I don't know how long this one has been. It feels like a little bit, but a while, but it could be just 15 minutes right now that I've been talking. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the video here. Hopefully you guys found this podcast interesting, little short podcast. If you guys have any suggestions on where I could upload it besides YouTube, I'm not sure if I think SoundCloud's another place I could upload it to. And I know that I know iTunes has its podcast place, but I'm not sure if I need to pay anything for that. So I wouldn't know if I need to pay to upload on iTunes or anything like that. So if I do end up uploading to SoundCloud, just audio only, then you guys can check the description. I'll tell you guys in the next podcast what I chose to do. But I'll always upload them on YouTube. So if you're subscribed to me, you'll always get the podcast. And if you guys have any suggestions on what you would like to hear about on the podcast, then definitely tell me any topics or anything you guys would find interesting. Like I said, the title I'm going for is Nerd, Sports, and Life. Because, like I said, I'll be talking about nerdy stuff such as anime, video games, and movies, TV shows, things like that. Sports, because there definitely are sports that I'm definitely interested in, such as like the UFC, which I already said. And when sports season starts, my other friend that I'll be bringing on knows a lot more about sports than I do. I just follow the UFC mostly and football, but I only follow my own team. So he'll definitely know more about sports than I would know, so that would be good. and nerd sports and life. Maybe if we have any interesting life things that we'd like to talk about, or things that happen in our life, we'll talk about those. And if there's any other topics that you guys would be interested in besides those, then leave them in the comments, not the description, in the comments, and we could definitely think about talking about those too. So I'll be ending the video here. Hopefully you guys like this sort of medium to long video, and I'll be uploading something else. I'll be uploading maybe this Tuesday, we'll see. So hopefully you guys like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.